is the one that observes? This question may seem simple at first, but if you look deeply into it, you'll begin to realize something very strange and powerful. Most people believe there is a person inside them, watching everything like a camera, seeing the world, seeing the mind, seeing the emotions, judging what is right and wrong, thinking what to do next. But is that really true? When you sit silently and begin to observe your thoughts, you will start to see that what you call I is not fixed, solid, or separate. You will see thoughts coming and going like clouds in the sky. You will notice emotions rising and falling like waves in the sea. Sometimes happiness comes, sometimes sadness, sometimes anger, sometimes peace. And in all this movement, there is a constant urge to separate ourselves from what we are watching. We say, I am angry, but who is this I that is angry? Can you find it? Can you separate it from the anger? The truth is, when you go very deeply into observation, you will see that the one who says, I am observing, is itself part of the thing being observed. The observer is not separate. The observer is the observed. Let us understand this slowly, step by step. Suppose you are sitting in your room and you hear a bird outside the window. At first you say, I hear a bird. But if you just stay silent and pay attention, without naming the sound, you will notice that there is just hearing. No separation between I and the bird song. The sound is happening, and awareness of the sound is also happening, but there is no need to create a thinker who is separate from it. The same thing happens inside the mind. When you feel anxious, don't say, I am anxious. Just observe the feeling of anxiety. How does it move in your body? Is your chest tight? Is your breath shallow? Is there a churning in your stomach? Watch it like a curious child without trying to escape or explain it. If you go on watching patiently, something magical happens. The anxiety begins to lose its power. It becomes just a sensation, not your anxiety. The distance you created between yourself and your feelings starts to dissolve. This is the beginning of real observation. Observation is not thinking. It is not analyzing. It is not comparing. It is not judging. It is simply seeing what is. To observe means to be totally present with whatever is happening, inside or outside, without any filter of the past. Most of the time, we don't really observe anything. We look at people and we already have labels in our minds. Friend, enemy, good, bad, smart, boring. We look at ourselves and do the same. We say, I am a failure, or I am not good enough, or I am better than others. These are not observations. They are conclusions based on memory, conditioning, and comparison. True observation means seeing without the interference of the mind. It means being silent enough to allow reality to show itself as it is, without distortion. Now let us go deeper. When we say, observe your thoughts, what does that mean? Thoughts are not just words in your head. They are connected to memories, desires, fears, hopes, and images. To observe a thought means to become aware of it the moment it arises, not after it has already taken control of your emotions. For example, imagine you are walking down the street and someone ignores you. Immediately a thought arises, he doesn't like me. If you are not alert, this thought becomes your reality. You start feeling hurt, unwanted, angry. But if you are observing your thoughts, you will notice the thought as soon as it appears. You will see the mind trying to interpret the situation based on past experiences. You may realize, this is a pattern. Every time someone ignores me, my mind thinks they don't like me, but maybe he was just busy. This awareness breaks the automatic chain of reaction. You don't need to believe every thought. You just need to watch it, like a cloud passing through the sky. No need to hold it, fight it, or become it. To observe the mind, the first step is stillness. You need to become inwardly quiet, even for a few moments. You can sit in a relaxed position, close your eyes, and begin to watch your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Don't try to control it, just observe it. Soon you will notice thoughts coming. Some may be about the past, some about the future. Don't push them away. Just watch. Imagine you are sitting on the bank of a river and thoughts are boats passing by. You don't jump into the boats. You just watch them flow. Slowly, you will begin to notice what kind of thoughts arise frequently. Thoughts of fear, anger, regret, hope, desire. Each thought has a color, a shape, a weight. Some are heavy, some are light, some are loud, some are subtle. Just observe without preference. Next, observe the emotions behind those thoughts. Suppose a thought comes, "I will never succeed." Now, instead of fighting it or trying to think positively, just observe the emotion behind it. Is there fear? Is there sadness? Where do you feel it in your body? Is it in your chest, your stomach, your shoulders? Breathe into that area and allow it to be there without resistance. Most suffering comes not from the emotion itself, but from the resistance to it. When you allow an emotion to be fully felt without naming or judging it, it begins to dissolve naturally. This is the power of observation. It transforms without force. Let's take a practical example from daily life. Imagine you are at work, and your colleague gets praised for something you helped with. Immediately, a thought comes, "This is unfair." If you're not observing, this thought can lead to irritation, jealousy, and even bitterness. You may avoid your colleague or speak rudely without even knowing why. But if you observe, you can see the thought arise, you can feel the emotion behind it, the need for recognition, the feeling of being invisible. You don't act on it. You simply watch it. In that space of watching, understanding arises. This is not about him. This is my own need for validation. The moment you see this clearly, the thought loses its hold over you. You may even find yourself feeling genuinely happy for your colleague. This shift happens not by force, but by insight born from observation. Another example. You are with your partner, and they say something that hurts you. Instead of reacting immediately, pause. Take a breath. Observe what is happening inside. Is it anger? Pain? A sense of rejection? Look at it carefully, without blaming the other person. Ask yourself, what exactly am I feeling right now? What thought is creating this feeling? You may find a hidden belief like, "They don't respect me," or "I'm not important." Now observe that belief. Where did it come from? Is it true? Has it appeared before in other relationships? This kind of inner investigation through observation brings clarity, and with clarity comes freedom. As you go deeper into observing your thoughts and emotions, you will come to a strange and liberating realization. The observer you thought was separate, the one watching the thoughts, is itself made of thoughts. The I that says, "I am watching," is just another thought. When this becomes clear, a silence arises that is not created by effort. It is not forced or artificial. It is the natural silence that comes when the mind stops dividing itself into observer and observed. In that silence, there is only seeing, pure awareness, not belonging to anyone. This is not something to believe. It is something to discover directly through observation. You may ask, what happens when I stop identifying with thoughts and emotions? What happens is a deep sense of freedom. You no longer take everything personally. If a thought of sadness comes, you see it, feel it, and let it pass. You no longer say, "I am sad," but rather, "Sadness is happening." This small shift creates a huge transformation. You stop being a prisoner of your inner world. You become the space in which thoughts and emotions arise and fall, but you are not disturbed by them. You live in the world, but the world does not live in you. To sustain this awareness, practice it in small, everyday situations. When drinking tea, observe the taste, the warmth, the feeling. When walking, observe the movement of your legs, the sound of your steps. When talking, observe the tone of your voice, the intention behind your words. This kind of observation brings you back to the present moment again and again. You begin to live more consciously. Life becomes richer, deeper, and more peaceful. Not because things have changed outside, but because your way of seeing has changed. And slowly, you will see that you are not separate from the world around you. The tree outside is not different from the awareness that sees it. The thought inside is not different from the awareness that sees it. Everything is part of one movement, one flow. The observer is the observed. There is no boundary. There is only pure seeing, pure being. This journey of observation is not a technique to master. It is a way of being. It is not something you do once in a while. It becomes your natural state, watching, understanding, being present. And in that presence, you find peace, not as an idea, but as a living experience. You begin to live without conflict, without division, without fear. Because once you see clearly, you cannot go back to sleep. Once you understand that the observer is not separate, that the mind is a movement of thought, and that you are the space in which all this happens, there is a quiet joy, a silent strength. And from that space, love flows naturally. Not the love of need or desire, but the love that comes from seeing clearly, without the walls of ego. So continue to observe, gently, patiently, without any goal. Watch the mind in all its movements. Watch the thoughts as they come and go. Watch the emotions as they rise and fall. Watch the world as it moves around you. Don't try to become something. Don't try to fix anything. Just be aware. Just be. And in that being, you will know, not through belief, but through direct experience, that there is no separate observer. There is only observation. There is only life unfolding in this very moment as it is, and in this simple, innocent seeing there is great beauty, peace, and truth.